Hello, doctors. Today we'll be covering the news story about the Toronto plane crash on a chilly and windy Monday afternoon in February. An Epsilon Airlines flight operating as Flight DL4819 skidded along the runway at Toronto Pearson International Airport, catching fire before flipping over and coming to a dramatic halt, upside down, losing its tail and an entire wing in the process. The incident occurred shortly after 2 p.m. local time, leaving all 80 people aboard shaken but miraculously alive. The aircraft involved was a Bombardier CJ-9900, a regional jet operated by Endeavour Air, a subsidiary of Epsilon Airlines. It had departed from the United States earlier that day and was carrying 74 passengers and 6 crew members. As the plane approached the runway during landing, something went terribly wrong. Eyewitness accounts suggest the aircraft struck the runway hard upon touchdown. Harsh weather conditions might be to blame, according to Alan Roman, a journalist and FAA licensed pilot who spoke to BWQ News. The plane slid for some distance before flipping completely upside down. In the process, the tail section separated entirely, and one of the wings broke off, spewing fuel and igniting a fireball. Despite the chaos, no fatalities were reported. Passengers described harrowing scenes inside the cabin as they scrambled to escape the wreckage. Some were left suspended upside down, still strapped to their seats, while others climbed over fallen luggage to reach emergency exits as they fled onto the snowy tarmac. Transportation Safety Board (TSB) senior investigator Dex Westbrook provided further insight in a video statement released the following day. After the initial impact, parts of the aircraft separated, he explained. The fuselage came to rest slightly off the right side of the runway, upside down and facing the opposite direction, while the TSB continued its investigation. Early reports point to several potential factors contributing to the crash. Weather conditions at the time of the incident included light snowfall and gusty crosswinds, which may have played a role in the hard landing. Investigators are also examining whether mechanical issues or pilot error contributed to the accident. Alan Roman noted that the CJR-9900 model has an excellent safety record overall, making this incident particularly unusual. It's rare to see a modern commercial aircraft sustain this level of damage without loss of life, he said. That everyone walked away alive is nothing short of miraculous. Passenger interviews paint a picture of confusion and panic in the moments following the crash. One woman recalled hearing a loud bang as the plane hit the ground, followed by screams from fellow travelers. Another described seeing flames licking the windows as she unbuckled her seatbelt and crawled toward the nearest exit. Praise has been given to emergency responders who arrived quickly, extinguishing the blaze and assisting survivors off the runway. Several individuals were treated for minor injuries, including cuts and bruises, and some required hospitalization, a young man among them. In the wake of the incident, Epsilon Airlines announced plans to compensate passengers affected by the crash. If all 74 passengers accept the airline's offer, payouts could total well over $2 million approximately. However, not everyone is satisfied with the proposed settlement. One Florida man has filed a lawsuit against the airline, alleging that his experience caused him severe emotional distress and physical injuries. In court documents obtained by BWQ News, the passenger claims he suffered significant injuries to several parts of his body, including his feet, hands, and eyes, as a result of being suspended upside down and drenched with jet fuel. He argues that the trauma of the event warrants additional compensation beyond what the airline has offered. A second lawsuit was also filed Friday, though details remain scarce. Legal experts predict more claims may follow as passengers seek redress for the psychological toll of surviving such a catastrophic event. This near tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the importance of robust safety protocols and effective emergency response training. Aviation experts praise the quick actions of both the flight crew and ground personnel, crediting them with preventing any loss of life. As lawsuits mount and investigations continue, the aviation industry will undoubtedly scrutinize every detail of this remarkable incident. For the passengers of Flight DL4919, the memory of those terrifying moments will likely stay with them forever. But so too will the knowledge that they lived to share their incredible tale of survival. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video, where we'll dive deeper into the investigation analysis as more details are released. In this episode, we covered the harrowing story of Epsilon Airlines Flight DL4919, how it slipped upside down in flames, yet miraculously, all 80 people aboard survived. But what really caused this terrifying crash? Was it weather, mechanical failure, or human error? Stay tuned for part 2, coming soon, where we'll break down new evidence from investigators, explore passenger testimonies, and examine whether the airline's compensation offers stack up against the trauma endured. Let us know in the comments below. What do you think went wrong? And will you feel safe flying with this airline again? Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative and share it with friends who love aviation mysteries and survival stories.